Hey, how's it going? Dave from Nick's Snacks here, and have I got a video for you today. So if, like you're a fan of collecting silver and bronze and copper age comics, you might look into some of these old school variants. Mark Jewelers, Pizzazz, have you ever heard of those? UK variants, Canadian price variants. These comics not only are fun to hunt, but I think in a lot of cases they're an untapped gold mine. So a few issues from finishing up my Dark Phoenix run of variant comics. If you guys happen to watch my last unboxing, which was made today, I just got a hold of this guy, X-Men 105, Phoenix versus Firelord, Mark Jewelers variant, because it wasn't made in the UK variant. 9.4, a unicorn, very hard to find. I've been looking for 2 years just to find one, and it turns out that one's at high grade. They're hard to find. It brings back the memories of digging through boxes with the list in my hand, just trying to find copies to fill in my Daredevil collection. Only, I gotta admit, it's digital now, and I'm looking through eBay or looking through ebay.uk a lot of the times, or searching the internet for Mark Jewelers. Like I found my Fantastic Four 240, 241, 242, 243, 244 just on a Google search from a store over, again, in Great Britain. They just had them. I was like, alright, cool, send them to me. I haven't seen another one since. It's fun. It's really fun to look for these things. And I know for me, with the advent of the internet and eBay, you can go on and find whatever you want now, right? If I wanted to find, I don't know, what's a rare one? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, #1, first print, right now, I don't know, mid-grade. I can find one right now. Right now. If I wanted to find a high grade, I'd probably have to wait a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, right? The only thing that's just hard to collect is probably Golden Age. These variants, these Pizzazz variants, the Mark Jewelers, the other country price variants. It's fun. I don't know how else to say it. And in these days of speculation, where it's you gotta find the hottest new thing. Who's gonna be the next Miles Morales? Oh, Tosin, let's go buy this book and drive it up to $1,000. Right? Oh, this variant, this 1 of 25 variant, let's go buy it. This 100 variant, $1,000. You could go out and buy a sure thing. First appearance of Peter Parker, Spider-Man, printed on the same press, using the same inks, the same day, the same paper, the same workers. All they did was change one plate, the black plate. And for some reason, it sells for 75% or less of what the standard US version does. A lot of cases, it's a lot less. So, without any further rambling, let's get into the figures and take a look at what I've uncovered. Unlocking the hidden value of what I'm going to call vintage variant comics. So, look at all that. This looks like one of those stock photos you find when you look for comic books, but this is something I threw together. Those are all vintage variant key comic books there. This graph right here is the bottom of the larger graph we'll be talking about today. The green line there is 100%. That is fair market value based off GPA analysis. And then down below there, that's some other comics. So mind that gap. That is the bare minimum, in my opinion. Profit, I guess, value to be had or added to your collection. So we gotta look at some modern variants first. I tell you, I was really surprised at how low the census numbers were for the standard variant. I guess the standard issue of Batman 608. Only 3,321 standard copies on the census in all grades. The retailer incentive variant over here on the right hand side, 345. So roughly 1 in 10. You know, that 345, it's probably about all the copies that are out there. I'm guessing with the retailer incentive, there might be 500. I'm guessing. It's a rare book. It's a rare book. High desirability. Jim Lee, Batman, I get it, right? But the value, oh my gosh. Standard edition and 9.8, $94. Variant edition, $6,091. Now, yeah, that goes down, just like all the comics do, right? Shoots up for 9.8, 9.6 in this case is still pretty high. 9.2, 9.0. Here's another big variant. Star Wars #1. Got that 35-cent test variant over there on the right-hand side. Right there. 9.4 GPA. Again, this sales recently. Standard edition, $560. Variant edition, $50,000. 9,000% increase. So, lot. Look at the census numbers. #1, you got 15,569 total issue. 308 for the 35-cent variant. So, you know, it is rare. It is rare, and it is commanding quite the premium there. Here the graphs are all the books we're going to look at, and those first two books we're just taking right out. Right, those are, if you look at the whole graph, those are outliers. We don't want to touch them. Right, those are outliers. 9,000%. We're not looking at those. Level 2, this is closer to home. Ultimate Fallout 4, another big key. Got the variant cover here. I don't know, I think it's a 1 in 25 if memory serves. CGC census numbers support a 1 in 20. Standard edition, about $1,800. In a 9.8. The variant edition is still about $34,000. So, about a little under a 2,000% increase for that 9.8 there. Then, like I talked about earlier, you see that steep decline, 9.6. Holds there, 9.6, 9.4, 9.2. Another sharp break at that 9.0 level. So, keep that in mind when you're shopping for books. You could buy 20 Ultimate Fallout 4s or one of the variant editions. Oh. Edge Spider-Verse 2. First Gwen Stacy Spider-Woman. Got variant edition here. Again, I don't know what it was released as, but CGC numbers are supporting about a 1 in 10. 7,364 on the regular first print edition, and 737 on the Greg Land variant edition. Looks like he actually drew that. Sorry, got a little dig in there. 9.8 standard edition, $1,000. Variant edition, $6,000. So, percent increase, 581. Doesn't look like you have a sharp break over the 9s. Maybe right there, 9.4 to 9.2. But still a big increase, 500%. So, you could have 5 first appearances, Gwen Stacy as Spider-Woman, or one variant. Well, we're going to take those out too, because if you look, those are also outliers on our graph. So, we're going to look at these vintage variants. And this is a really good, I think, in my opinion, issue to look at, because we have several different variants to look at. X-Men 100. Looking at the 6.0 again, I was looking at the same grade point in grades that have sold recently, about $140. There you go. Old X-Men versus new X-Men to the death. 30-cent variant. Again, they were testing these out, so pretty rare. Fewer graded copies of this 30-cent variant. About double the price here. $384 to $140. A little short of triple. About 1 in 25 variant. So, hey, look, put it down there at the bottom. I forgot. 274% price increase over the standard edition for a 1 in 25 variant. And then the UK variant, 72 graded copies. So even less than the 30 cent. $111. So it's roughly a 1 in 50 variant, 79% the price of the standard edition. So here we go. It's twice as rare as the 30 cent, but it's 79% the price of the standard edition. Now, for these bronze books, I can kind of understand the argument here. You don't just have a change in price. They also change the header here. It says Marvel All Color Comics. Now, I'm going to go into each of these variants in their own separate videos, but just to make the point here, they did that because they were reprinting older comics in black and white. And this was to make sure that people knew that these were the new books. But again, I'll go into it in their own separate video. So we've got that 30-cent price variant, 1 in 25, at 276. We got the UK price variant down here at twice the rarity, going for less than standard copy. So we've got a little bit of opportunity here. And I know I've gotten into discussions on this on comment sections before. And yes, what it all does come down to is supply and demand. Demand isn't there. But what drives demand? Knowledge. Education drives knowledge. So that's what I'm trying to do here, right? During this comic boom, a lot of people went a lot of different ways. This is the way I went, is different variants, different price variants, started looking for ways to challenge myself in my collecting. And this is always just kind of stuck in my craw. I saw people chasing Whitman quote-unquote variants, which are absolutely freaking reprints. I think there's a great opportunity here if we educate. So, if we get some pence going, and we just took it to the point where it was as valuable as a 30-cent price variant, look at that jump. That's a big old jump. Lots of keys. Lots of keys fall into this. X-Men 101, right over here, that got me started in all of this. Right? All of these things and much, much more are available for less than their U.S. counterparts, by and large. It's not just older comics. It's not just Marvel. So here you go. Here's the example that drives me nuts. Amazing Fantasy 15. 6.0s on either side. Both of these images were taken from Heritage. So, personally, I would take the one on the right. The one on the left, it's a little tanner to me. The scan's not as crisp, so it's kind of hard to tell. That might have had something to do with me sizing it for this slide, but the one on the right is definitely brighter. The one on the left is not. Off-white. The one on the right is off-white to white. But check it. $27,500 against $41,500. So I don't remember if I calculated that, but that's a big chunk of cheddar for a better looking book somebody got that was printed in the US at the same time, at the same place, on the same presses, same paper, same ink as the US price counterparts. And I'll add here, there's some discussion that they were printed first, that they were used to smooth out the presses and as such have a better color strike, which this might be a good example of. Now look, CGC's got 3,738 copies of AF15 and 79 of the UK variant. So I don't know what that works out to either. I guess I didn't do the math on this page, but holy crap. What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know. You found a 9.6 UK variant. What would it go for? Would it go for like 3.6 million? Or would it go for like, I don't know, 750,000? What do you think? I don't know. Personally, I think it should go for like 10 million. But that's just me. 50 times rarer at a 50% discount. It baffles me. And the only difference is this. This says 12 cents. This says 9 pence. This has 15 August. This says 15 no date. You know why? Because they had to ship these things on a boat. They didn't know when it was going to get there for sure. You think the difficulty of keeping a newsstand edition premium and high grade is hard? Think about a newsstand edition to the UK on a boat. Come on. We've shown that we can pay a premium because of a price down here, right? 30% or 30 cent test issue, 25 cent regular issue. We don't have a problem with that. But it's not US currency, apparently. It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. Should an AF15 be worth maybe 3 times being that much rare? How about 8 times, like a mid-grade UF4? How about 30 times, like a mid-grade Star Wars 35 cent variant? I don't know, but I think it should be worth more. How about you? I think the newer variant keys are grossly overvalued. Ultimate Fallout 4, Edge Spider-Verse 2, I think probably half of where they're at now, maybe a quarter of where they're at now. I don't know what's driving it. I really don't. I think the Star Wars #1 35 cent variant, it's a unicorn, and there are 2 groups of hunters for it. You have comic collectors that want it. You have Star Wars fans that want it. And, of course, the hybrid Star Wars comic book collectors that want it. So, even though it seems super pricey, I think it's warranted. I think the 30 and 35 cent variants are probably still a little undervalued based on how rare they are. I think the UK and the other Type 1A variants present a huge opportunity. I think they're grossly undervalued with where they're at. I think it's a matter of a lack of education, that people don't understand that they are not reprints. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's fun, man. It's fun putting stuff together. It's fun. Phoenix the Untold Story Canadian price variant 9.8 on my wall. There are only 2 of them. And the only other person who owns one is Bry of Bry's Comics. Mark Jewelers might be rarer, but CGC doesn't have a separate designation for them, so I don't know for sure, but they might be the rarest of. Alright, so if you folks are liking my content, want to keep seeing more, biggest thing for me is to give me a comment, right? I want to see a comment down there. And, if you want to get notified, you gently caress that bell, right? It's probably over here, I think. Just give that a little I like that bell. Alright, and then a little over here, just kind of stroke that subscribe button. Treat it nice. Treat it nice. You don't want to scare it. You just want to make sure that it knows that you want to see my content. Right? Everybody's slamming it. Everybody's pushing it and wailing on it. And you just got a nice subscribe button. Nice subscribe button. Oh? Hello, my mom, hello, my baby, hello, my ragtime gal.